Malaysia, a country once hailed an Asian tiger cub, is now at a crossroads. After decades of solid growth, it's been stuck in the middle income trap. Not quite poor, but not quite rich yet. So what happened? And more importantly, can Malaysia rise above the middle income trap? This is a story of booming exports, racialized domestic policies, industrial dreams, and what it takes to level up in the global economy. Stick around and we'll break it down from history to the future. In the 1970s and the 1980s, Malaysia was on fire economically. It exported rubber, palm oil, tin, and then even pivoted into electronics and semiconductors, both high-value production items at that time and even today. The Malaysian government launched mega projects, industrial parks, and invited foreign direct investment into the nation. As a result, between 1971 and 1990, GDP per capita nearly tripled. This was also the era of domestic new economic policy, an affirmative action plan aimed at uplifting the local Malayan. But by the early 2000s, something had changed. Wage growth began to lag, innovation slowed, productivity gains had tapered off. Malaysia's GNI per capita, an important measure of the living standards of the average person, was sitting around $12,000 USD, just under the World Bank's high income threshold. So there it was, Malaysia, stuck in the middle income trap. A trap when a country can no longer compete with low-wage economies around the world, and it cannot innovate fast enough to compete with the high-income ones. Malaysia was stuck in this middle ground of being not too poor nor too rich, with rising inequality and over-reliance on low-skilled labor. So why and how did Malaysia fall into this trap? Let's break it down simply. First, reliance on cheap foreign labor. Instead of automating or innovating, firms kept wages low by hiring foreign workers, especially in construction and manufacturing. One of the biggest suppliers of labor was those from South Asia, particularly Bangladeshis looking for better living opportunities. Number two was the education gap. Malaysia spends on education, but outcomes were very mixed. Many graduates did not meet industry needs or specific technical or quantitative skills. Number three, the brain drain. So skilled Malaysians, especially ethnic Chinese and Indians as a result, often left for better opportunities abroad, sometimes in the West and elsewhere. Fourth, policy stagnation and corruption. While Malaysia had big plans, implementation often stalled. Red tape and political infighting slowed reforms and real change. As a result, today, according to the Malaysian Employers Federation, productivity has remained nearly flat over the last 5 years, which inhibits the ability of an economy to grow and resultantly for incomes to keep going upwards. But there's some hope that Malaysia may finally, today, break through the ceiling of the middle income trap. First, Malaysia has a digital economy push happening. They're investing in fintech, data centers, and AI. Gojek-style startups and local e-wallets are rising across the country. Second, there's some promising regional trade agreements. Malaysia has joined CPTPP and RCEP, giving Malaysia broader export access and competition incentives. Number three, quite a large-scale industrial upgrading is happening across Malaysia, particularly in Penang, the so-called Silicon Valley of the East. If you did not know, it is a high-tech investment zone with climbing foreign direct investments from multinational corporations. In 2023, Penang alone attracted about 14 billion Malaysian ringgits in approved manufacturing investments. Number four, education reforms. There's a renewed focus on vocational training, digital literacy, and aligning skills to the real market needs. But the real question now is, can Malaysia overcome political polarization to push these reforms through quickly? The truth is that some time has passed. Malaysia's population is aging, its neighbors are catching up fast. Just look at all the videos on YouTube about the rise of Vietnam. If Malaysia does not break through the middle income trap quickly, the risk is being permanently left behind. But if it succeeds, it can become Southeast Asia's next economic miracle. And still, with a relatively young, by global standards, tech-savvy population, the timing couldn't be more urgent or promising. So what do you think, fellow viewers on the internet? Do you think Malaysia can finally graduate to high income status? Let me know in the comments, and if you're Malaysian or anywhere from Southeast Asia or Asia, I'd love to hear your perspective. If you learned something new, hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps me keep creating more great content like this for you. Peace.